I want to dive into really how you can be using them more efficiently. And I do think that scripts really help give you an idea of how to talk to people, right? So that's something we've always talked about. I don't know if I can see if you're showing. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
going there. I'm going there.
Perfect. Okay.
Take me longer.
Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure. Sorry. Okay, so one of the reasons I used scripts so much in the beginning is because I was so afraid of what to say. I was so afraid, could I get my point across as to how I wanted to invite them appropriately and also be able to close the deal, right? So one of the things that I really hyper focused in on was learning the scripts enough that I knew and I felt confident talking to people. So raise your hand if you guys still sometimes feel like you don't know if you're going to say the right thing or the wrong thing, or you're not quite sure what to do. Like, what's the best script to use on the team site? Well, with these sizzle calls coming up, the best script to use, and George, if you want to scroll down a bit, it's the virtual launch script, right? Yeah, sometimes we still feel, thanks Janine for the feedback. Sometimes we still feel a little bit like we want to know more. Okay, the virtual launch script is the best way to get people excited. And you want to, if you can, you want to send it a voice message, okay? And the reason that's significant is, and actually I'm going to turn off my camera for a second here so I can flip my screen. Okay, the reason that's significant is because okay, the virtual launch script is the best way to get people excited. And you want to, if you can. That's so weird. I was getting, oh, you got it. Okay, thanks. All right, so what you want to do is you want to put these, you want to start sounding like this, okay? You want to use this as a base for you to start kind of sounding like this, that your invitations sound pretty letter of the law, pretty close to this online showcase invite. And you're like, well, what about the products? I'm not sharing how amazing the products are. I'm not sending them a Dr. Dan video. I'm not, doing a deep dive. Why would they respond to this? Right? I think some people think that when I first walk them through, I'm like, this is your MO, this is your bread and butter. Okay. And people don't know what to do with it because they're like, this is it. I'm not supposed to share my story yet or get them all excited or, all that kind of, no, your whole job, if you're going to go through 30 contacts a day, your whole job right now is to get this script out or a version of it to as many people as possible on your list. So the reason we're not really, what this script does is it doesn't prejudge that person's interest, right? It's just inviting them onto a sizzle call. So you might, it's so blurry. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it's just me. Okay, I can't see that at all. Let me see here.
Yeah, let me make it bigger.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you might say something like, hey, Janine, I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out for a reason, but you could say, and this is another riff off of this, write this one down, okay? I'm reaching out for a reason, but first and foremost, how are you? And you might tee it up in that way. I have some people that they dive right into this, and then some people are like, no, thanks, not interested, right? You need to know what to do a little bit around this. So you might, if it's somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, you might jump on and say something like, hey, Kimberly, how are you? Yes, I'm reaching out for a reason, but first and foremost, how are you, right? Or, I said that twice, but just, I'm reaching out for a reason, but first and foremost, how are you? Let's tee it up a little bit better. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's soften the invite a little bit. So that's a tip, TIP, to ensure promptness, okay? Because if you ask first how they are before you dive into the whole thing, you're probably going to have a little bit of a better result. Now, if you don't have time and you guys are working on your goals, you're going 3-star pro right now, okay? 3-star pro, 3-star elite, 4-star, then you're going to want to say, I'm reaching out because I recently partnered with a new proactive wellness company and I'm building a global distribution center. If that doesn't flow off of your tongue in a voice text, if you can't say that with clarity and confidence, you might want to rework it a bit. Okay, because it needs to flow off your tongue. So you might stand in front of a mirror, you might deliver this to a partner, you might practice with a teammate. Hey, Kimberly, for reaching out to you for a reason, but first and foremost, how are you? She's going to respond back, oh my gosh, Adrianne, haven't seen you in years, or haven't talked to you in years. I'm doing great. How are you? You know what? I'm amazing. I'm actually reaching out because I recently partnered with a new proactive wellness company. I'm building a global distribution center. And honestly, and I always plug in your verbiage. And honestly, I think you're the perfect person to take a look at what I'm doing now because I know what an incredible business mind you have. I'm hosting an online showcase. It's live. It's going to be at noon today. Is there any chance that maybe on your lunch break you could jump on and take a look for me? Do you see how I'm riffing off the script? Right? I'm riffing off the script. So I'm making it my own. It sounds like Adrianne, but it's not so far off of the script that I'm losing the focus of the invite, correct? So that's what we want to focus on. So, and then you might say, if they go, gosh, I don't think I can make it, I'm not sure. You might say, well, if I sent you a link to listen in, would you be open to taking a look? Or if I send you an invite, would you do me the favor of taking a look? I'm still going to ask and say, they might say, well, I can't at this time.
This is our super weekend.
Black Pearl, can you mute?
So we had 3.
Can you mute? Thank you. Okay, so what will happen is you're going to start sounding, you're going to start sounding very professional with this script, but also like high touch, high tech, high touch, right? We're inviting them onto a sizzle call, but we're doing it in a high touch way because we're using our voice. The power of your voice is so important. The inflection, the tone, the way that you communicate and talk to people, you need to be very direct and caring, very direct and caring at the same time. And don't you care? I think you do. I think every single one of you who's on here, like you're using that tone of voice because you absolutely care about what they think and feel about this. If you think they'd be a perfect fit, right? And so if you do, then you're going to send this. Now, of course, don't send this invitation to anyone that you don't like, right? That you don't want to work with, because you won't sound genuine no matter what, right? But you would want to riff off of it in this way. So, and then you're going to wait for a response. And I think this is the biggest thing. Some of you guys are like, well, nobody responded to me. I've sent out 10 of these and nobody responded to me. Call me when you've sent 200. Okay. Like keep going. Keep going. All right. Don't call me after 10 and say, nobody likes this. Nobody wants to join my opportunity. Nobody wants to take a look. I want to hear you say that after you called 200. And then let's talk about what you're saying. Let's talk about inflection and tone, because guess what? It matters. Okay. So you want to mitigate and you really want to mitigate your expectations of people responding right away, because why? People are busy. If you're sending 10, 20, 30 of these a day, you're going to get 10%. If you send 30 of these, how much is 10% response? That's 3 people. That's 1 for every 10. Do you see how this is a numbers game? This is why this is your bread and butter. This is why you don't waste your breath going into how amazing all the products are right away, or how incredible the business opportunity is right away, like you're trying to sell them on something before they've seen it, right? So the whole goal is, you guys, to have as many people taking a look as possible, So you're filling your pipeline. So then that way, you don't freak out because after 10 tries, 10 people didn't or all 10 didn't respond back to you. You're not freaking out because there's another 20 or you're sending, right? And 3 people do get back eventually. You should have those numbers, those averages. And if you don't, then there's something with the tone, the inflection, the way that you're inviting. You need to really sound confident with this. All right. And it's not a hard script to feel confident with. And I think that's why I like it. It's just super simple. But with the sizzle calls this week, this is going to be your bread and butter. Okay. This is going to be your bread and butter. This script is inviting as many people as you can onto taking a look, and then following up immediately. And I literally mean like while they're on. If you're on the Zoom and you can see participants, I know these are pre-recorded things, you probably won't, but if they say they can be on at noon, you're going to assume that they were on at noon, and you're going to say, thank you so much for joining. I love that you're able to take a look today. What did you like the most? What did you like the most? You're automatically going to go into asking them what they like the most after they've seen something. And they might come back and say something like, gosh, guys, I didn't have time to jump on. I'm so sorry. And you go, no problem. Let's schedule a one-on-one. I would love for you to meet my team leader, right? I would love for you to meet my team leader. I would love for you to meet my business partner. You really should say we're your business partner. Okay, that's probably the most appropriate and professional. I know a lot of you guys, I get on calls with you and I feel like, sometimes you're like, this is my friend and da 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 and da da da. No, man, I am your business partner. We're running a business together. Okay. So you need to edify. If you're skipping that part, if you get on a Zoom call, if you book a bunch of Zoom calls with me and you don't edify me in front of that guest, they don't know that I'm important enough to listen to. And vice versa, I can't turn around and edify you because you haven't edified me yet. And it's just professional. So we want to be as professional as possible, which is why, Scripts is not the end all be all, but they are a good guideline. They're a good post, like to help get you guys from A to Z. So there is an edification. If you go into the Carpe Diem script, it shows a little bit of edification, but a good edification once we jump on that one-on-one together, might sound like, hi, my name is, they know you already, right? Hey, Adrianne, I'm so excited to introduce you to my friend. He's a doctor, da, 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 da. But then you got to turn around and tell the doctor why it's important for him to listen to me, or the friend, right? Or the business partner, the business guy. So you turn around and say, Dr. John or whatever, this is my business partner, Adrianne. She's had 16 years of experience in here. She's a multi-million-dollar earner here. She has built an incredible business. She's a mom of twins. So excited to connect you two together. Remember, you are connecting us together. And then you're going to be quiet and you're going to let me do the presentation and you're going to let me help you close at the end. Now, it is still your job to close the deal. It's not my job to close the deal. It's my job to help educate and help put importance and emphasis on partnering with you. It is your job to make sure that you follow up until. So you're going to get off that call. Hey, what did you like most about what Adrianne shared? I know she wants me to send you a few of these documents. When would you have the chance to take a look at them? Okay. Do you feel like you have enough information that you'd like to get started today? Right? All of that good stuff. Okay. So all of that's in the closing scripts. Those 5 questions that you see right there, those are the ones you want to try to get through. That's how you're going to close. What did you like the most? What are your goals at the moment? What are you currently doing to reach that goal? What are you struggling with the most? Do you feel that you have enough information to get started now? That is your winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Number 4, put it to memory. Put it to memory. Okay? I'm being very specific. It's what did you like the most? What else? What are your goals at the moment? Do you feel that you have enough information to get started now? Okay? So you still need to ask those closing questions after the invite, after the presentation, after the calls. I know I'm flying through this, but I want to give you your DMO, your daily method of operation. We're sending 30 text messages a day using the virtual launch script right now to get as many people as we can onto those sizzle calls. How long are the sizzle calls? They're 12 minutes max. 12 minutes max. What did you like the most? Well, I really liked how that Corbin Roush guy was sharing how he was able to come home, be with his wife, be with his kids, retire, and create a larger retirement. You did like that, huh? Okay. Let me send you another presentation. Then that presentation should be a pre-recorded, or you should get them on a one-on-one. The sizzle call is not to give the whole story. The sizzle call is to get people teed up to get them on a one-on-one. With Kimberly, with Nicole, with Shannon, with Antoinette, right? With Elizabeth, right? With Christine, with George. Okay, that's the point. The goal of the sizzle call is to get them on to a one-on-one as fast as possible. On the one-on-one, edification is the most important piece. After the call, most importantly, you follow up. You ask these closing questions. I cannot stress this enough. It is the flow. It is the flow. And I'm not saying it's the end all be all. There might be some other verbiage or some things you guys like better, but you've got to get into the flow. We are now in position. We're in October, right? This is your go month. This is your go month. Okay. And, contest aside, and yes, I still need to put out the winners for last week, you guys. After Vegas, I kind of was like, woo. But okay, I got to get those out. We want to run another contest for October, but I want it to be around you rank advancing. I want you to go 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 3-star pro, 3-star elite, 4-star. But last month we did the DMO. Last month we showed you how to get into the flow of enough activity that you should be closing deals weekly. You should be getting new brand ambassadors and new customers every week. Okay. If you, again, the numbers go, you ask 30. Okay. And if you did this every day, imagine, right? But you're not. And I know it. I see it. So let's try to bring up those numbers. Let's focus on how can you be at your best? What does at your best mean? Are you working a full-time job? Can you connect with 10? Right? Can you connect with 2? Can you connect with 2? If 2 is more than you did yesterday, then that's your number. I'm not going to tell you what number to put in those boxes like we did last month. In fact, I was pretty lenient about it, right? I was like, connect with 10 because I know that 10 gets your pipeline full, babies. Okay. It gets your pipeline full. All right. And so we've got to get your pipeline full enough that you have enough people you're working with that you're not afraid about who's saying yes, no, or maybe so. You're just working with the yeses. Are you with me? Okay. All of these scripts, you guys, they're on our site. Really, please. I know it's old school. You're going to have to read. Okay. It's not just in a quick video. You're going to have to read. You're going to go to the website. You're going to go under business resources. You're going to go to Scripts for Life and you're going to go through some of these. Now, I don't want you to spend all your time getting ready to get ready. George, your notes are showing. Okay. I don't want you to spend all your time getting ready to get ready. Okay. But what I do want to do is I want to get you into a flow where this becomes more like second nature to you, where you're not second guessing what to say next. Right? Because you're working with so many people by, oh my gosh, the 30, 40, 50, 60, 90, 100 person you talk to, you know what they're going to say. People are predictable. Number 1 objection, money. Number 2 objection, time. Number 3 objection, business. You'll just get so good at it and you need to work with your team leader. Do not work alone right now. Over the next 4 weeks, do not work alone. If you're uninspired, if you're trying to get back on track, if you feel a little lost in the sauce, my friends, that is on you. Get plugged in, get reconnected, go book on Christine's calendar, go book on my calendar, go get back in action. Send me in. Let's do this together. Okay. You need to really, really work in tandem. Whoever your sponsor is, if they are actively working in recruiting and you said yes to them, trust them enough to work the business with them. Trust them enough to get them on calls. It's exposure to exposure to exposure, right? So I know I'm kind of going real deep into this today, my friends, but it's because we don't have time. Like, don't, and I know that sounds like, ooh, high pressure. I don't want you to feel high pressure, but what I don't want you to do is waste time. Okay, because time is the most precious commodity. And right now you are in a 30-day locked in run. I'm just putting it out there for you until November. You want to run this baby up until Thanksgiving. Are you with me? So you need to lock in for 30 days till the end of October, till Halloween. All right. And you need to book yourself solid. If your calendar is not full, you'll know why you're not earning the income that you deserve. I want you to hear my words one more time. If your calendar is not full, you'll know why you're not earning yet the income you deserve. You deserve this. You deserve to know what it feels like to earn an extra 200, 500,000 bucks a week. You probably deserve that per month. I want you to work like your life depends on it. I want you to put all out massive action into the next 30 days. And I'm saying I want. And I know some people would say, gosh, Adrianne, that's a little forceful. Can't you say something like, I encourage? No, because I care about every single one of you. A lot of you guys, we just hugged and shared really great moments at leadership event. And I know what you're capable of. And you said yes to this opportunity. So yes, I'm going to meet you where you're at. Are you with me? I need you to go all in. I'm going to announce some things today. I'm going to reset the Facebook group today. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I will announce the final winner as well from our last week's contest, but you need to make this time count. It's the only thing you have control over. The amount of time you put into this opportunity, the amount of people you share it with every day, the amount of presentations that are booked on your calendar, the amount of follow-ups you're doing on a daily basis. And if you only have an hour, you need to make that hour count. All right? You need to make it count. So if you said yes to 3, and you love the way you feel on the products, and you love the idea of earning income with it, please do this today. Please ask 10 people minimum to jump on that sizzle call. That is your call to action today. 10 people minimum, get them on the sizzle call, follow up with all of them. Just assume the wish fulfilled, assume that they got on, and send them a message like, hey, thanks so much for jumping on that sizzle call. What did you like the most? Start the follow-ups. Get into it. Get into it now. All right. You've got a couple hours between now and noon. 10, 11, you've got an hour. If you can send 10 text messages, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Don't sound scripted, right? Make it like, hey, Christine, of course I'm reaching out for a reason, but first and foremost, I just want to know how you're doing. Okay. I would love for you to take a look at something I'm very excited about right now because I appreciate your business mind. All right. Do you have an opening around noon today? Ask the question, set the appointment, be a good appointment setter. That's your MO right now. Be a good appointment setter. If nothing else, be a good appointment setter today. Okay. All right. So I love you guys. I think you guys are awesome. I know that today's going to be a great day. I know that I don't have video. Oh my gosh, this is wild.
Yeah, we have a couple of questions, by the way, a couple of
Oh,
hands.
okay. Let's do it.
The first one is Caroline.
Hey there, Adrian. So I'm a little confused on this because I want to use hit 'em up, but then I want to send up like 80 or 90 messages all at the same time because a lot of them already seen it and a lot of them responded last week when I did it. But I can't do a voice text on hit 'em up, can I?
No, you can't.
No.
So what kind of script should I use on hit 'em up then?
The
You
same that
can still-
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Ede.
No, okay. I'm sure we were going to say the same thing, George, but I would still use the virtual launch script because you can customize it to their name, but just know they're not hearing your tone. Does that make sense? So you guys, sometimes it's important. I'm sorry, stuttering. It's important to kind of slow down to speed up and really attack your list appropriately. So if you have 200 people on your list and you're like, I know I need to get through all 200 people, is it okay to blanket a message out about this? Yes, it is. At the same time, you might want to go into the 200 and pull out your best 10, your best 20, and then send them a follow-up voice message to the hit 'em up. Hey, I hope you got my invite today. I really would love for you to be on. Even just saying that, right? Even just connecting in that way is so powerful. So you guys, in some regard, you may want to slow down to speed up enough for the ones that you know are important enough to make a difference in your business and in your income. Yes? So that's how I would do that, Caroline. I would still blanket out the statement and then follow up to the best 10, 20 with, hey, I just sent you a text message invite. I hope that you can jump on. Let me know if you can or can't. If you can, great. I'll see you on. If you can't, I would love to really, see if we can carve out some time this week to meet one-on-one.
Okay. Well, that's kind of my idea.
Yep,
So,
you're on track.
Yes,
Right,
and
thanks.
like Adrian said, it's better to send a voice text, and even it takes a little longer. You can actually download in your phone your voice text, and then you start sending one by one, and you can go very quick if you don't want to talk with 20 people or 15 people. But if you don't know how to do it, just send the voice text. I feel that's way more powerful. It's worthwhile the extra effort.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
Vicky has her hands up too. Where are you, Vicky? I know you were there.
Hi, good morning. I was
Oh,
having
hi.
the same, I was having the same question because sometimes it works better if you send first the audio message, then and then follow up with the text, and that's why I was concerned because sometimes we had to be intentional, but sometimes they don't read. There's sometimes they see the message but they don't read, so that's what I was trying to see. What is the way that I can be intentional with the people that that I'm sending the message, because like I was doing that when we was over there in Las Vegas. So I was sending a lot of texts, but like it was so little the response that I got. So I was I don't know. I want to be like they can see what I'm trying to build doing, but sometimes like I got like frustrated because I don't see the response. So that's why
Well,
I was so, frustrated about that.
Yeah. Let's talk about frustration. Isn't it frustrating when people don't read your message and get back to you? It's frustrating, right? How dare they? Right? You're intentionally reaching out to them. They're not responding. Why are they not responding? A lot of times it's like what you said, they're not reading. A lot of times it's they don't know that you're serious enough. They don't know how important this is to you. So you want to come back in and send a voice message like, hey, I did send you that on purpose. I truly do want to meet with you one-on-one. Do you have some time this week? If you can't jump on one of those, can we please get together? Okay, so you're sharing your intent. You're sharing the seriousness of the invitation, that it wasn't just a blanketed invitation. You guys, they get texts all day long, right? They get messaging all day long. What's going to make your message stand out? It's going to be that personal touch, right? This is why I'm saying it's okay to blanket the statement, but if somebody sent me that same script, and then they sent me a voice message, I'd be like, oh shoot, Vicky's serious. I thought this was just like a nice little invite, right? No, it's you really want them to jump on, right? So the more you can do to express like your seriousness with it, the better, because you're being, again, it's not about their intention. They don't know that they should be excited. What is your intention? Your intention is to get them on a call to take a look. What would you do if I said for every call that you, or for every voice text that you sent, you could earn $100? You would send some pretty intentional texts, right? You would be like, hey, it's Vicky. I don't know if you got my text from earlier, but I'm just wondering, when can we get on? I really need to show this to you. It's about a sense of urgency. They need to know how important it is to you, right? So it is about a sense of urgency. So I might say something like that. Like I had a call with a chiropractor and I said, listen, I know you're really busy, and I value your time. I respect your time, but I really want to make sure that you take a look at this and then you can tell me yes or no. And he was like, oh, okay. So like he's looking for a time, right? Does that make sense? So they need to know how important it is to you. Okay.
Thanks.
So yeah, exactly. They need to know how important it is to you. Yes, it's okay to send lots of text messages. We want you doing a larger amount, like a quantity, right? But we also need to express some quality and some real sense of urgency for getting on.
So the other thing that I was going to ask, so I sent the message. So
Mhm.
how long I had to be waiting if I don't have the, got the response? So like some hours, or like 2 days, how much time in between?
Calls, like booking calls.
Yes.
So I do my calls. I usually book out 45 minutes for a call, but that's kind of long. If they've seen a piece of material, if they've seen a full presentation, it really should be like 30 minutes top to bottom. You should be like, hey, thanks so much for taking a look at this. I really want you to meet my business partner, Adrianne. You're going to love her. Like you got to edify. She's amazing. You guys would hit it off. She's got some more things she could share with you. And any questions you might have, I'd love for her to answer those because I'm still new. Right.
Mhm.
So you get me on the call and you're like, Adrianne, this is my friend Bob. Bob's a business builder. He's done this, he's done that. Bob, this is Adrianne. She's a, multi-million-dollar earner in this industry. I'm so excited to connect you two together. And then I might say something like, Bob, tell me more about yourself. What do you do? Even if you've already told me about Bob, right? I want to dive into how can I help you close the deal? Not that I need to do another presentation. And
Mhm.
that's the difference. So if they see a sizzle call, they need a presentation. From the presentation, they need another follow-up, right? That's three activities for one person.
Okay.
Are you with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's different, right? If they see a full recorded presentation or a full presentation, then you need to get them on as soon as possible with somebody who can help close them if you're struggling to close.
Okay.
And you need to say that. So like if you book out 45 minutes or 30 minutes, the most important part is, I think George went over this on either Friday or Saturday. I think it was Friday, where he said, put in the questions or whatever, like exactly what this is. This is a follow-up call for Bob the Builder, da, 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 da. This is a Zoom presentation, right, for XYZ. Yes, and the personalities need, the SC presentations need to present. Yeah, if they see a presentation, they're like, oh, I want what you got, girl. You just enroll them. Some people don't need all that, right? But there are some people who you're going to do at least 1, 2, 3 things. And then Caroline, to answer your question, I think it was, oh, sorry, let me get back to it real quick. She said, something. Oh, George, I can hear you're typing. Let me see. So do we have, so you can let them know that it's on every hour on the hour, but I would just focus on the one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I might just focus on the first event just to see if you can get them on. And they're like, oh, I didn't make it. Be like, no worries. There's another one at this time. Right. In other words, you're not letting them out of taking a look. I don't know, George, what are your thoughts? Would you let them know everything all at once or?
If you say 12 to 8, it's easy that they forgot. Oh, I have 8 opportunities and didn't do it. But if you say what time you can listen to the call, 12, we have one at 12. Can you be at 12 o'clock? The person say no. The reason is because it's like setting an appointment. Because if we leave it open, the chance that they are not going to watch the video is going to be very big. You have to commit them to do an appointment. We did that in a training in the past when you send people to any video, you have to commit them to a time. Because if you leave an open door and then they can forget. Very easy to forget.
Yeah,
So-
they're just too busy. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, if I can send out my text and say, hey, can you get on this call at 12 o'clock? And they might
Mhm.
respond to me, say, no, I can't. And I'll say, there's another opportunity at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No,
7, or 8.
well, I
Okay.
prefer to ask what is
No?
the best time that you can. And let me see if
Okay.
there is one call available. Let me see if there is one. And if they say, oh, 3:30, well, there is one at 4 or at 3 o'clock. Which one do you prefer?
Mhm.
And
Almost
the idea
make
is
it
to
like
keep
you're in
specific
luck.
the person. Yeah.
Yeah, good point, George. You almost want to be like, oh, you're in luck. There is a call at that time. So excited for you to jump on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because if we say, well, you can be a 1, no. We can be a 2, no. You can be a 3, no. You can be a 4. You can go play a game, no. Like, who's in first base? Who's in second base? You don't want to get into that. Now, I think
Ooh.
Elizabeth has a question.
Christine just put a good point. Use the words, let me see when I can fit you in. Yes, you guys.
Perfect.
Posturing. Yep.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Elizabeth, you have a question?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to
Yeah.
say that I've been having great success with sharing the sizzle videos. And I literally just, because I already have 2 that really, well, one of them was a follow-up who signed in. And what I just said is, we just have a few lives today only. Which time will work for you? Do you want to take one or two? Which morning slot do you want, or you want an afternoon slot? And then they'll say, hey, I'm available in the morning. I said, hey, we might have 2 available. Which time works? This is what we have. And then that's just how I've narrowed it down.
That's beautiful. Thank
Yeah,
you
you
for
have to be
sharing that.
specific. That's right.
Yeah, that's great. Love, love, love that. Thank you for sharing that. That is very relevant to this. Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right, my friends, let's go out. Let's just make it a great day. Let's make it a magical day. Let's make it a productive day. And oh yeah, that's good, Daryl. Yeah, I'm happily busy. That's really good too. Perfect. All right, you guys, let's get to work, shall we? Should we go get to work? Okay.
Fabulous training. Thank you.
Oh, love you, Antoinette. All right,
Thank you.
guys. You guys have a great day. We'll see you later, okay? Make it happen. It's up to you. Okay, we'll see ya.
See ya.
Bye.